Hello viewers, in continuation of my previous program, I will discuss another category of ore deposit, which is formed by entirely different process, nothing to do with sublimation, nothing to do with the magmatic process. It forms a separate category which is called contact metamorphism and contact metasomatism. These two terms are important. After the last stage of magmatic crystallization, remember last stage of crystallization, the high temperature fluids emanations escape into the surrounding rocks. As I said earlier, the volatiles are there, those volatiles they escape out, they emanate through the country rock into the surrounding rocks and produce marked effects upon them. When these hot solutions, hot emanations, they come in contact with the country rock, when they come in contact with the surrounding rocks, they give rise to certain effects. What are those effects? I would like to show you the effects of these emanations through the diagram. It is an example of porphyry copper deposit showing alteration zoning associated skarn replacement and vein deposit. See here carefully, this is the quartz sulphide stockwork or quartz sulphide porphyry rock here. There is a major intrusion, it is a brecciated pipe of the same rock here. It intrudes through these country rocks and you see carefully here this blue colored patches here, this blue colored patches here. This blue colored patch is nothing but the emanations, they react with the surrounding rock. As a coincidence here, the surrounding rock is mostly the calcareous rock, limestone or dolomite is there, which is a highly reactive rock, and this reactive rock is there, and these emanations they react with these rocks and forms a deposit. These deposits are called skarn deposit. Skarn copper and gold deposits is the best example, that is formed by emanations come in contact with the reactive rocks. The chemical reaction is taking place, the volume to volume replacement is taking place, the emanations enriched in metals like copper and gold, they replaces the country rock, they get deposited here and replaces country rock here. Here you see another example, polymetallic replacement. Here lead, zinc, copper polymetallic replacement is taking place, because this limestone or calcareous limestone or dolomite, it has certain amount of fractures, zones of weaknesses, joints, and through these joints these emanations or they form channel ways and they get more surface area for reaction, and the vein type zinc manganese deposit is taking place here. After this formation of these ore deposits, these rocks were subjected to weathering or leaching and they form a leached cap rock. But remember here the leached cap rock is enriched in suppose copper or lead or zinc. These solutions, after leaching these solutions, they percolate downwards and again forms a secondary copper deposit, Cu2s copper ore deposit, but this copper ore deposit is secondary copper, it is not a primary copper deposit. So, below the water table the secondary copper deposit is formed here. So, this is a stockwork and associated various types of deposit here. Now, again I will come back to the effects of emanations on surrounding rocks, and these effects are of two types. Number 1, A, effects of heat alone, mainly heating effect without accessions. Accessions means accessions of volatiles. So, heating alone, no accession of volatiles that is taking place, and it gives rise to a peculiar type of deposit called as contact metamorphic deposit, and the process is called contact metamorphism. The second category is effect of heat, heat plus heat combined with accretions. Heat and volatile associations are also taking place, where remember, because of accretions not only the baking effect, but the chemical reaction is also taking place and magma giving rise to contact metasomatism. The process is called contact metasomatism and the deposit is called contact metasomatic deposit. I would like to explain you contact metamorphism as well as contact metasomatism with the help of a section here. Here is an example of copper skarn here. This is a skarn. This is a tonalite, granodiorite, it is a acid igneous rock here, pluton. This is a pluton, and surrounding this pluton is the late or latest phase of the magma, and this magma, which is the late or last phase of the magma, is enriched in volatiles, and this enriched magma with volatiles reacted with these surrounding country rocks. They may be a sedimentary rock here, and as a result of reaction you get deposition of wollastonite marble here. In this case, this brown color, brown with texture, this is a wollastonite deposit. But remember, this wollastonite deposit is along the shear zone. Shear zone means it is a plane of weakness, and through these plane of weakness the emanations have moved up and they get better surface area, and the emanations have better opportunity to react with the country rock, and the chemical reaction is taking place, and this chemical reaction involves volume to volume replacement, not by molecule to molecule, remember, and as a result very important deposits, valuable deposits of wollastonite, marble deposits are formed. Coming back to contact metamorphism, again it is manifested by endogene or internal effects, exogene or external effects upon the rocks invaded by igneous rocks. Now, we will discuss separately what is endogenous effects. They consist of textural and mineralogical changes. As a result of endogenetic effects, textural and mineralogical changes they do occur. In the border zones, pegmatite minerals such as tourmaline, beryl or garnet may be formed. So, endogenesis or endogenic process is accountable for textural and mineralogical changes, whereas exogenic process effects on pronounced consist of baking effects. The only effect which is seen in case of exogenic process is the baking effect. Baking, just like a bread you have the baking effects on the border. It is brownish, grayish brown material that gives you a baking effect, and surrounding rocks, and their transformation is taking place. Old minerals are broken up. Suppose CaCO3 is there, CaCO3 will be broken up into CaO and CO2, and this CO2 and CaO will combine with the surrounding country rock, that may be clay mineral, that may be arenaceous clayey sediments, and form a new mineral deposit. So, old minerals are broken up and their ions recombine to form new minerals, which are stable under changed set of conditions. So, these newly formed minerals or neo formed minerals, they are stable under the new conditions. Now, example, calcium and magnesium carbonates and clay minerals together form wollastonite, dolomite forms tremolite and actinolite. They are formed as a result of baking effect. These changes form around the intrusives called a contact metamorphic aureole. As I said earlier, they give rise to a baking effect. Baking effect, just like in the bread or a bun, you can see it forms a circular ring, and this circular ring or circular layer is called an areole, circular area. And areole shape and size of the areole, it varies depending upon the intrusive and characters of invaded rocks. The shape and size of the areole, it depends upon the nature of the intrusive, the amount of emanations carried out by these intrusive, that is number 1, and the character of the invaded rock. Now, let us see what is the difference between metamorphism and metasomatism. Contact metasomatism differs from contact metamorphism in the manner in which accessions play very significant role. Point number 2, magmatic emanations are highly charged with metals and form contact metasomatic deposits, particularly in calcareous deposits, calcareous rocks. Such deposits are called contact metasomatic deposit. Remember, contact metasomatic deposit. High temperature of deep seated magma upon invaded rocks, the carbonate rocks are more susceptible. They may change to form complex silicate rocks called tektite or skarn, a different term which is called skarn. Now, let us see what are the resulting ore deposits out of these contact metamorphic and metasomatic deposits. See this table here: iron, magnetite and hematite; copper, chalcopyrite and bornite with pyrite, pyrrhotite, sphalerite; zinc, sphalerite and magnetite, sulphide iron ore deposit; lead, galena, magnetite and sulphides; tin, cassiterite, wolframite, magnetite, scheelite, pyrrhotite; tungsten, scheelite and minor sulphides; molybdenum, molybdenite, pyrite; garnet, graphite, graphite and contact silicates; gold, gold with arsenopyrite, magnetite and sulphides; garnet, garnet and silicates. Garnet, I am talking about the gem variety of garnet; corundum, corundum with magnetite and garnet. These types of mineral deposits formed by contact metasomatism with the chief constitutional minerals. Viewers, whatever I have discussed in this section, I would like to summarize it. Let me summarize what I have discussed. I have discussed contact metamorphism and contact metasomatism. Thank you very much.